I'm back with my fourth installment. Oh, I'm Joni, by the way. My fourth installment of Rotten Reads an article. Um, this one is coming to us from the Jewish News of Northern California. It's from 2017. I found it to be another just position. I just want to cover all my positions. Your 12-year-old doesn't believe in God. No big deal. One of the things I felt strongly about was having God in my home. I agreed to raise my kids as Jews as long as we really practiced Judaism. Now my 12-year-old middle son says he doesn't believe in God and doesn't want a bar mitzvah. He has educational disabilities, and I feel he needs the extra support of a faith in God. My husband doesn't feel as I do and is willing to let him drop out. I'm furious with my husband and upset about my son. Where can I get some help? Signed, a believer. And the article says, Dear believer, my heart goes out to you as you traverse this challenging time. Pre-adolescents and teens can be quite a difficult to parent. It makes sense that you would want to offer your son comfort and support for his educational struggles. It is also understandable that you want to give that support in a way that has worked for you. As hard as this is to swallow, your son may not be similar to you and may never feel close to God or even have a God belief. Some kids, as one Jewish educator put it, are organically spiritual. And I'm guessing that applied to your son as a kid. I'm sorry. And I'm guessing that applied to you as a kid and does so now. Sorry. I was really caught up on organically spiritual. I kind of like that term. As a believer myself, I share your experience of being comforted by faith and prayer. But not everyone is like us. Many people, especially in the Jewish community, don't believe in God and yet are quite content. At age 12, your son is still a literal thinker. So while there are interesting writings about God's existence penned by scientists, I wouldn't suggest pushing them at this time. Your son is looking for tangible, provable facts. Think about what it is that you believe a faith in God provides. Is it a strength beyond yourself? A great love? Someone who has your back? Proof that God will win out in the end? Some of this you yourself can give your son. Listen to his struggles. Point out the things you admire about him. Remind him that he is part of the Jewish community in your synagogue and beyond. Invite over adults who think well of your son and share some of your interests. Consider having a talk with him and the rabbi together. You and your community are the most solid, provable support he has. At the same time, you have the right to the comfort that you derive from your belief. You should continue to pray, go to synagogue or church as you normally do. Just as you are not telling your son what to say, just as you are not telling your son what to say or believe, he must respect that you have your own belief system and intend to live by it. Make an appointment to talk to your rabbi. He or she has experienced this issue so many times. Your rabbi can talk to you about the value of living a good life without a God belief. That is what you are trying to give your son, an upbringing to be a mensch. Having a bar mitzvah is about accepting responsibility in the Jewish community for your own actions. Discuss the ethical meaning of this public demonstration with your rabbi. Perhaps he or she can help you talk to your husband and son about having the bar mitzvah as a statement of his attaining the Jewish age of responsibility. Do you think that your son's educational difficulty is part of what makes him want to forego a bar mitzvah? Could he feel like it's just too much to tackle? Many rabbis and congregations will adjust a bar mitzvah to fit the abilities of the child. If he is feeling overwhelmed by school or homework, it may be too much for him to add this time-consuming responsibility. Maybe scheduling a bar mitzvah for late summer would allow him to practice and prepare during the summer rather than during the school year. As for your husband, the two of you need to talk. He needs to grasp how important this is to you, and you need to understand why it is not the same for him. The two of you are a team. If your conversations have been a turn down, consider seeing a therapist or going in to talk with your rabbi together. Finally, let me give you a mantra. However things are good or however things are going, good or bad, don't get too attached because it will change. There's no age limit to having a bar mitzvah. Your son may have his at age 18 or 35. Time changes all of us. Your son will mature. If he comes to you at age 21 and says, Mom, why didn't you make me have a bar mitzvah? Just be ready to say, you have to come into it in your own time. And I think that states very good what we're talking about here on a collective giant scale. What if your species doesn't believe in God? It's no big deal. You're designed that way. I designed them that way. I'll be back to talk about these things later. Please join me for that live stream. Share it with your friends as we're trying to build up more participation. Share interesting things you have. Rotten shorts is where we have to be at the moment. But I might do a little bit of the Joni Rotten and Rotten shorts live together just to try to get everyone over, moving over. When you got a new channel, you have to do that, I guess. So share us out.